And just a few words for level, please, Jess.
Hello, everybody. I'm looking forward to it being completely out of date and the Chancellor having resigned by the time this airs.
Typical Labour, such low expectation, the Prime Minister will resign.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah.
Good evening, welcome to Have I Got News For You? I'm Adil Ray. In the news this week, at a B&Q in Wembley, staff applaud a woman who has just spent 3 hours listening to her husband list the pros and cons of their entire range of lawnmowers. A new series of Total Wipeout is rumoured to be in the works after presenter Richard Hammond is spotted trying out the obstacles. And at Dover Castle, a seagull spots a dropped chip at the worst possible moment. On Ian's team tonight is a writer and broadcaster who recently quit Pointless, a long-running and popular show which will now replace him with a series of guest presenters. That'll never work. Please welcome Richard Osman. On Paul's team tonight is a Labour MP and opponent of Liz Truss's economic policies, who recently complained about the toilets in Westminster leaking into her office. So no wonder she's against trickle-down theory. Please welcome Jess Phillips. We begin with the bigger news stories of the week. Ian and Richard, take a look at this.
That's the Prime Minister at time of recording. That's the pound on its way to see the dollar.
Yep, not doing a U-turn.
Kwasi will be in the anti-growth coalition by Friday morning.
Yeah, he's there now. And that's, It's not going very well. She's had another very, very bad week. The economy has tanked, and a lot of people, I mean, obviously not me, have said it's because her and her Chancellor are useless. In fact, it's the fault of a number of other people. It's the OBR and the IRA and...
ELO.
ELO.
I'm going to have to stick up for her. I think she said she would get things done quickly.
She didn't waste any time, did she?
If she can tank the economy in 7 days, think what she can do in 2 years. There's so many cliffhangers. It's moving so quickly.
Could turn into a murder mystery, Richard.
Oh, no money in it.
No money in it is Liz Truss's watchword. Nearly everything announced in the mini-budget isn't going to happen.
No.
So all the pain and all the turbulence will be for nothing.
Yeah.
It is about confidence. And if the markets, which, you know, I know you don't, but, you know, the Conservative Party believes in the markets. If you ask the markets what they think and they say you're useless, then you have to think again.
It's interesting that the markets themselves have become part of the anti-growth coalition.
Yeah.
They are famously quite pro-growth, aren't they, the markets?
And you know who's joined now?
Oh, no.
The entire Tory party.
Do you think she's got a plan, Ian? Is there something that we've overlooked here that she may have?
No. The fact that you guys are 90,000 points ahead in the poll,
Yeah.
does that not scare them?
They don't seem to have noticed.
It scares me.
We're all scared!
On current polling, there would be like 3 Tories left.
Yeah.
Like 3.
Ian Duncan Smith.
Despite the economic crisis, the pound crashing and immense poverty on the way, she isn't panicking. She's all calm. She posted this video on Instagram.
I think actually she's releasing things in slow motion in the hope that her premiership lasts a little bit longer.
OK, so her right-hand man, I guess, is Kwasi Kwarteng at the moment. What has he been doing this week?
He's met the IMF.
Yeah.
Met the IMF, yeah.
He's dissed the OBR.
Did you hear his speech in the Commons? Did you see how many times he mentioned the OBR?
I was there,
For somebody
yeah.
who doesn't want to meet the OBR, he mentions them a lot. Let's have a look.
As far as I'm concerned, and I speak to investors regularly about this, the OBR, the OBR, the OBR, the OBR, the OBR.
But I noticed in that clip there, the man sitting to his left seemed to be operating him with his pen on his notes. The man there in the right-hand corner. Watch, here we go. Have you seen that?
Oh, yes!
Jacob Rees-Mogg, he's been quite loyal throughout this, isn't he? But he wasn't happy with the BBC this week.
I think he was very, very upset, as I think a lot of us were, that Richie got voted off Strictly Come Dancing.
Was Rishi on Strictly Come Dancing? He can't stay in anything, can he?
Yes, he accused the broadcaster of breaking impartiality rules after they stated that the market turmoil had been caused by the mini budget. The business secretary went on to suggest that the fault was with the Bank of England.
Yeah.
Now, here's Gillian Tett, the US editor of the Financial Times, giving a nuanced response to Rees-Mogg's claims in an interview with Channel 4 News.
Can you just give us your verdict on that?
Well, to use non-technical term, that's pretty much bollocks.
I mean, accusing the BBC of being impartial. Nadine Dorris came out and said, this government is lurching to the right. That's equivalent to being attacked by Attila the Hun.
Have a look at this sinister bit of political censorship on the BBC this week. This is extraordinary.
Talking of pushing the boundaries with the BBC, it's something you guys do week in, week out on Have I Got News for You. Are you surprised with what you can get away with sometimes? OK.
What were you saying?
I was saying...
There are a number of rebels making trouble for Liz Truss. Who would you say at the moment is the most prominent rebel?
Gove.
Yeah.
Surely got to be Govey.
Yeah.
Govey.
Govey. Oh, little Govey.
Yes, one unnamed Tory said about Michael Gove, Michael's never really found his place in the sun. There's something deeply troubling about the darkness within him.
That makes me like him so much more.
Yeah. Makes it sound like he's been on the place in the sun. He's tried to, you know, find a flat in Malaga.
Yeah. You talk about Nadine Dorris. She's been writing in the Mail. What has she been writing about?
Boris Johnson.
Yeah.
She's always on about Boris Johnson. It's always...
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting she loves Boris Johnson.
How much?
Loads.
Yes, Nadine Dorris has been writing in the Mail, wishing for a Boris comeback. Although it's extremely unlikely, she said.
It's going so fast. Genuinely, someone the other day mentioned Sue Gray to me. And I went, oh, yeah, Sue Gray, I remember that. I remember that. It's like it was from the 40s.
Boris has been taking part in some other activities, though.
We don't need to
Whoa, Adil, come on.
We've got pictures and everything. Come on.
Or if this is a picture of a Boris comeback, I don't want it.
Is it cricket?
It is cricket. According to Nadine Dorris, when I saw him at the weekend, he was swinging a cricket bat.
Uh-oh.
Nadine, he was trying to keep you away, love. Or maybe not, according to Jess Phillips, I don't know. And he was also spotted taking up golf. Let's have a look.
The ball's clearly gone into the mouth of the bloke standing behind him with the tire.
Looks like he's gone into his mouth and now it's coming out of his arse. He's clenching his...
I'm sure he's very busy doing his surgeries and talking about the problems in Uxbridge. I'm sure his constituents are being incredibly well served
Yes,
by him.
absolutely.
Keir's putting his top team on election footing. Have you had the phone call from Mr. Starmer?
Not about that, no, not this week.
Oh.
No, I've not had a call.
OK.
You had a call about something else?
I mean, occasionally he calls me, but
What does
not...
he say?
I mean, that's very private between me and Keir Starmer.
Hello. Oh, I see what she did there. Pointed towards someone else, Boris and Nadine, and back to energy then.
Yeah.
There's already been some ingenious schemes to save electricity. Have you heard what the Royal Oak in Hackney has been doing, along with several other pubs to try and save energy?
Have they closed?
That would probably help, yeah. It's something they're encouraging others to do, which people have been doing a lot of in the last...
Oh, to work from the pub?
Yes.
So instead of going into a cafe and drinking coffee and working, you go into a pub and get thoroughly drunk.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah.
Like the House of Commons. I was once in a pub in Hackney.
Yeah.
And I asked for a lager and lime. The young woman behind the bar, about 21. She gave me a pint of lager
No.
with half a lime floating in the top of it. I was like, I meant lime cordial.
That's it's London, look.
No, and she was like, I don't know what you mean.
Fuck off, I don't do cordials. There, you're getting it there. Pass it on. Pass it round. Getting it. It's there if you look.
Now, you'd think people might appreciate some government advice on how to save energy. Why won't there be any?
Because there's no government?
That's one half of it, yeah.
There was a U-turn. There was going to be, wasn't there?
Liz Truss blocked a government ad campaign, masterminded by Jacob Rees-Mogg, to advise people on how to cut energy use on the grounds that it would be too interventionist.
I'm struggling with the phrase masterminded by Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Yeah, that
But people thought it'd be patronising, didn't they?
was... Yeah, well, it's nanny state, isn't it? I think they also are mooted, like, this week of saying that it's fine to, like, smoke in cars with your kids because the nanny state...
It's funny, because Jacob has a nanny personally. So why the rest of us shouldn't get one on the state is just beyond.
Absolutely.
I mean, this thing about government advice, do you think we should go as far as having public information films right now?
I used to love them.
I loved them.
I mean, I've never climbed an electricity pylon. And there must be... And it'd be easier for me than most people.
Would you like to see a public information film?
I certainly would.
Let's have a look at this one.
This Christmas, with less energy available, we must provide for essential services and hospitals who will be at risk. We can save most by heating one room only. So cut down at Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
Do you remember much about this? So what did you have to do?
I mean, Ian would have gone through it. I mean, one of the wings of his castle would have been completely dark. Make sure you don't fall in the moat. Where's the drawbridge, Daddy?
Now, did anyone go to the festival of Brexit?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Did you go?
3 times.
Yes. Where was
No,
it?
of course I didn't go.
Well, why not?
It was an exhibit.
Can you tell anybody tell us a little bit more about the festival of
Is it
Brexit?
the thing that was at Western-super-Mare?
Yes, let's have a look. It was an oil rig.
Oh, yeah,
There we go. There you go.
Nobody went, and it lost a huge amount of money.
Like I said, they projected an audience of 66 million. Total attendance, 238,000.
You know, my nan used to go on a charabanc to Western. They should have put on coaches, shouldn't they? Or something so people could have got there. Like...
Couldn't find any drivers.
Oh, yeah.
Nicola Sturgeon, she keeps banging on about another independence referendum. Oh, come on. Let it go, Nicola. But why is she in trouble this week?
She said she despises the Tories.
Yeah, she says, I detest the Tories. It's a terrible thing to say, Jess, isn't it, really? You wouldn't say that, would you?
I don't detest them all. I detest some of them.
What about Teresa Coffee?
You know, they all call Therese Coffee Tiz.
Tiz?
Tory women all have these, like, shortened versions of their names, like Mims and Flick and Tiz. And so when I realised this, I was like, oh, I want one, but mine would be Jizz.
Oh.
So I thought better off that.
This programme's taken a turn, hasn't it?
I knew we shouldn't have had her on.
Is it like this on Question Time?
I'm on that next week.
Oh, well.
Tune in.
Now, would you like to see a rather lazy Channel 4 reporter searching for supporters of Scottish independence?
Yes.
Yes, I thought you might. Thank you, Paul. Let's have a look.
Among the devotees, there's not much doubt. Do you think there's going to be a referendum next year?
There will be.
Referendum next year?
Aye, go for it.
But all that's in the hands of the Supreme Court. The Scottish and UK governments go head-to-head tomorrow in an historic case over who holds the power to call a vote.
He was just shopping in TK Maxx, wasn't he?
I'd love it if people came back and went round again.
So this is another volatile week for Liz Truss's government with more screeching U-turns. Liz Truss warned the public this week there are no easy choices. There will be one, Liz, come the next election. After Trade Minister Conor Burns was sacked because of his alleged groping a younger man, he was replaced by Greg Hands. Well, it was either him or Bob Arstickler. According to the Mail, the Prime Minister got a mixed reception as she tried to rally MPs behind her plans in a private meeting. One attendee said it was like someone trying to light a fire using a magnifying glass, using damp wood in the dark. You laugh now, but come December, it's how we'll be cooking our Christmas potato. Paul and Jess, take a look at this.
Oh, OK, yes, that's Katie Boyle back in the 60s Eurovision Song Contest. Ukraine are the winners. United Kingdom came second last year, so they were very happy. There's the Chancellor of the Exchequer. That's the people in Liverpool very, very pleased that they have won the chance to host the Eurovision Song Contest. Ukraine won the Eurovision Song Contest earlier this year, but for various reasons that are obvious, they won't be holding the event next year, so Liverpool have won.
How did we find out that Liverpool were the hosts?
It was announced.
Yes, it was announced.
Some of us watched TV, some of us read it in the papers.
Exactly, yeah.
Perhaps on the internet.
Even on the internet.
I think different for different people.
The BBC...
We're now going to go through all the entire audience. Yes, Leigh, how did you find it?
I've just found out this minute.
It was announced by Graham Norton on The One Show. Here he is. But some eagle-eyed viewers pointed out that Norton had ruined the surprise as the card he was holding during the reveal had this written on it.
I mean, I'd rather Ukraine were hosting it, but given they're not, it's exciting that we're hosting it. Do you think we'll get Sam Ryder back to do our song this year?
Oh, yes.
Richard, have you seen this programme before? He's never heard of Vera Lynn.
The last time we had the Eurovision Song Contest, it was in Birmingham. And I remember it was at the same time that it was the G7.
Yeah.
And I remember going into town and there were loads of snipers on the roofs. And I was like, oh, they're taking the Eurovision Song Contest really seriously. But it turned out it was for Bill Clinton, who they put in the Swallow Hotel.
Oh.
You're determined to be Prime Minister, aren't you?
I did the UK votes once for Eurovision. It's
Oh,
the
my
single
God.
best thing I've ever done in television.
You've made it.
12 points. Go to Georgia.
Was she singing?
Now, who's set to benefit from Liverpool hosting the contest?
Oh, this is going to... There was a story about people, hotels and B&Bs and stuff, putting up their prices enormously, hugely.
One tourist complained that his original £200 booking for an apartment was cancelled and then relisted for £22,000.
Whoa.
It was either the Eurovision announcement that triggered it or their fixed-rate mortgage has just come up for renewal. On the subject of Ukraine...
Yes.
Now, it was Vladimir Putin's 70th birthday last week.
He doesn't look 70, does he?
No, he looks good, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say good.
On Saturday, an explosion on the Kerch Bridge that connects Russia to the illegally annexed Crimea caused it to collapse. Now, although the Ukrainian government haven't officially taken responsibility for the attack, there were a few clues that they may have been behind it. What were they?
I gather they've been on Twitter.
The Ukrainian National Security Secretary posted footage of the explosion alongside a clip of Marilyn Monroe singing Happy Birthday, Mr. President. The Ukrainian government tweeted, "Sick burn." And they also released a commemorative stamp with this design. Why else wasn't it a very fun birthday for Vladimir?
Did he want Glasgow to win Eurovision?
He had to call off his official birthday celebration. But luckily for Putin, his friends cheered him up with a few messages and gifts. What did Putin get from the Belarus leader, Alexander Lukashenko?
He got a tractor.
He did, yes. He got a voucher for a tractor. Here it is.
And that is the entire Belarus army.
What was his gift from the president of Tajikistan?
I'm the only one who took an interest in this.
Yeah.
Go on.
He was given a pyramid of melons.
Well, let's have a look.
I mean, that's why you'd rather have a voucher.
This is the announcement that Eurovision Song Contest will be held on behalf of Ukraine in the city of Liverpool. The bridge linking Russia to Crimea was wrecked by an explosion the day after Putin's 70th birthday. According to the Mirror, the blast set fire to 7 oil tankers. And try as he might, the birthday boy couldn't blow them out. And so to round 2, the jigsaw of news. Fingers on buzzers, teams.
Yeah. We've got a new king.
We have got a new king.
Say what?
Yes, but
Yeah.
what's the story specifically
There's going
about...
to be a coronation. It's the coronation of the king next May, but essentially they're not coinciding with the FA Cup final.
Yes, this is the devastating news that King Charles's coronation might not be an extra bank holiday.
Oh.
It will take place on the 6th of May. That's a Saturday.
Yeah.
Some noted that this could be in order to avoid any more damaging effect on the economy.
King Charles must have thought, this is going to be a tough month or so for me. I'm following up someone who was extraordinary.
Yeah.
When he meets Liz Truss, he must say, thank fuck for you.
He actually said something not quite as expletive, but pretty much as good. Have you got the footage?
Yes, we have.
Majesty. Your Majesty, lovely to see you again. Oh, it's a great pleasure.
He said, "You're back again," presuming that after a week she would have gone.
I think in everyone's defence, I think he's saying dear, because they're on TV, and he's like, this is a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think is what he's saying. He's
Sir
like saying,
Richard Osman will be back.
At the coronation, what does Charles want at his ceremony? What does he ask?
Oh, is it me? Oh, my goodness, is it me? Wow.
Yeah, I think he's just going to have a voucher.
According to the Mail, Charles has an instinctive aversion to pomp in the wrong circumstance. Do you get those kind of aversions, Paul?
No, I've managed to fight them off over the years.
And what might this date cause issues for? The date.
Well, it does clash with something. It's not the football anymore, it was something else.
The attendance of the Sussexes is in doubt as it's Archie's 4th birthday.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. But they all get on so well, they'll sort it out.
There's a row about the crown.
Oh, there is a row about the crown. Tell us about the row about the crown.
Well, I think it's gone downhill in season 4.
The Koh-i-Noor diamond.
Yeah,
The Koh-i-Noor diamond. What's the row about?
It's only on the crown that Camilla's going to wear. It's something you could probably get rid of, and most people would be happy. And various other governments say it's theirs. The Indian government, the Iranian government. There's a whole lot of other people, due to its history, say this isn't even British.
Yeah.
So, in fact, she's wearing a crown from a Christmas cracker.
Now, what has Charles left of his newly minted coins?
Is it the value of the money, just in case it's... What has he left off?
He's left off. His Latin name, Carolus, will be replaced with Charles III in order to make the coins more accessible to a modern audience. What is he adding to his coins?
Picture of a kitten? That boosts the economy, right?
Well, what he's adding to his coins is a bit more hair. Here's a recent photo of him for reference, OK? So that's what we know King Charles looks like. And here's a picture of his coin.
Oh. Yeah. They've given it away by writing a red circle around it.
BBC show is Prince Charles set
The repair
to
shop.
appear on? Yes,
The repair shop. He's taking in Prince Andrew's reputation to see what they can do.
It's been in the family for years.
The items he's bringing for repair are an 18th century bracket clock and an urn.
Oh, gosh.
God, he's not had it that very long, has he? This is the news that Charles and Camilla have decided on the date set for their coronation. Also this week, an antique chair sold for a world record £14.4 million. It's hundreds of years old, fragile, and the new owner has been advised not to sit on it. But it's still safer than most Conservative seats. Fingers on buzzers, teams. Here comes the next one.
Yeah, there's a robot turned up at the, was it the House of Commons?
House of Lords.
House of Lords,
Yeah.
Select Committee, and showed how human it was by falling asleep.
Yep, Ada or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's Ida. This is the news that an historic first signs of intelligence have been spotted in Parliament. But no, seriously though, let's just see some footage of a politically engaged, ultra-realistic android.
Yeah.
Here is the actual robot answering questions.
What is the role of technology in creating art in the future?
The role of technology in creating art will continue to grow as artists find new ways to use technology to express themselves.
She's nearly as good as Keir Starmer. bit animated, though. Have to tell her to tone it down.
How did Ida end up in Parliament?
She was selected fairly. They needed a stunt.
A stunt? Really? You think that's what it is?
I don't think it's a really serious examination of the role of artificial intelligence, do you? Looks like a mannequin.
Well...
It was 2 steps up from writing boobies on a calculator.
The Daily Mail described it as the first non-sentient being to contribute to British democracy. But how was Ida able to answer the questions so well?
Well, someone had told her what the questions were and someone had typed it on a keyboard, I think. I don't have the exact interface details, but I don't think she heard the question was like, oh, that's a good one.
Creator Aidan Meller revealed that Ida's answers were pre-programmed to let her give more considered responses. It doesn't always work. Let's see it in action here.
And do you have an issue about remortgaging?
Well,
You've been in front of those select committees, haven't you?
I have, and we weren't given the questions in advance. Though they were mostly, who are you?
But can they ask anyone?
Yeah, you can call anyone. Do you want to
like,
come?
No, but you could, for example, I'm not saying you would, you could call Jason Donovan.
Yeah?
You know,
Call him
like
what?
anyone. But you just want to have a chat with him.
Yeah.
Just call him to the Agriculture and Fisheries Select Committee.
Yeah.
And just say, do you still text Kylie?
Yeah. This is Ida the robot, who spoke at a parliamentary committee. The robot was at the House of Lords. It has a sleep mode, as indeed does the robot. Fingers on buzzers, teams. Here comes the next one.
This is the full English breakfast, which an academic this week has said isn't very English, and most of the constituents in it don't come from England. And that's what they study now at university.
Why is someone not doing a study into the fact that people might have sourdough toast with a fry-up, which is the worst thing in the world?
What's wrong with sourdough
Oh,
toast?
just because it rips your mouth apart and it's not as good as real toast.
What is your problem with anybody else having sourdough toast?
Yeah.
No.
Fascist.
Yes.
Yes, I will take that. I will take that.
Where exactly is English breakfast from, then? A Cambridge academic, Dr. Harjun Chang, claims in a new book that the breakfast can't be labelled English because the bacon is Danish.
Yes.
Yeah.
The hash browns are American.
Yeah.
And the eggs could be from anywhere.
Well, they're from chickens.
He's got more bad news. Dr. Chang says that fish and chips is not English either. According to him, that dish came to Britain from Spain or Portugal.
Yeah, but it doesn't come there every day, does it?
What about Welsh rabbit?
Yeah.
Scotch egg?
Irish
stew.
Lancashire hot pot.
Lancashire hot
Where's
pot.
that from? The Lebanon.
And what about the traditional Christmas dinner? What does he say about
Bloke's
that?
a right miserable sod.
Chang told the Radio Times almost everything in Britain's Christmas dinner isn't from Britain. The potatoes are from Peru. The turkeys are from Mexico. The carrots are from Afghanistan. And the Brussels sprouts are from Belgium.
And the gravy's from the moon. Who's listening? What are we listening to this bloke for?
Also, it isn't like the individual parts, it's the ensemble.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For God's sake,
To use a good English word.
Yeah, exactly.
British ensemble. I'd go round his house and stick a Cumberland sausage up his letterbox. Hey, where's that come from, mate?
OK, sticking with breakfast, what new and exciting condiment has recently been released?
Do you release condiments?
Yeah.
Go, the world is yours.
It is egg chop. Oh, yes. Here it is.
Squeezable runny egg yolk.
How has this section of the show been the most traumatic?
Let's have a look at egg chop on a sandwich. Look at that.
No.
Look at that. It's lovely.
At least it's not sourdough.
That's not a yolk colour.
Red, yeah, that looks kind of reddy.
No, you're looking at the wrong bit.
Is it the moat around the back castle?
Yes, it's the moat.
Oh, so they just...
That's that.
it
But what the hell's that stuff then?
Well, that's bean chop.
I don't care what it's been. What is it now?
This is the news. A sausage manufacturer in Yorkshire has released some new flavoured ketchups, including egg chop, described as squeezable runny egg yolk. Very handy. You can just pick it up and squirt it directly onto your shirt. Time now for the odd one out round. Just one between you this week. Your four are Diane Abbott, Worcestershire County Council, Wigan Athletic Football Club, and Spinal Tap's Nigel Tufnell.
Nigel Tufnell famously has an amp that goes up to 11. Diane Abbott there was some mocking for counting nonsense. Worcestershire County Council, counting that. Is it something to do?
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
He's right.
It's got the word counting.
Yeah, he's got there.
That's one of the worst answers we've ever
Thank you very much.
Worcestershire County Council have failed to count something.
They've failed in something.
What have they
Well,
failed
Wigan,
at?
there's 11 players on the football team,
Yes, that's right.
so that's 11.
Yeah.
Oh, 11.
Is it something to do with that? Did they miscount to 11? That's a good guess, though, isn't it?
It's not. Let me tell you. It's not. They've all made a mathematical miscalculation, except for Worcestershire County Council, who have made a spelling error.
We hope it's Worcestershire and not county.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Can we see?
It wasn't county.
They misspelled Worcestershire. They must have done then.
No.
No, council then is the only other word that we've mentioned in that three.
Worcestershire County Council don't just go around just only writing down the words. Worcestershire
Oh, I
County
see.
Council.
I misunderstood.
There are other words available for use by
you
Worcestershire
see.
County
So
Council.
essentially... it could
Inside
be-
knowledge.
I'm going to go for Birmingham. Did they spell that wrong?
I think Jess might have hit the bullseye.
Yeah.
On a new road sign on the A448, they made this obvious error. Let's have a look.
Is this not a new sort of positive campaign? From now on, it's Birmingham.
Despite the error, local papers reported that many drivers found it hard to notice the misspelling when driving past, because the speed limit sign had been misprinted as 200 instead of 20. Former Shadow Home Secretary Diane Abbott famously miscalculated police salaries in the run-up to the 2017 election. But what miscalculation put Wigan Athletic in trouble this week?
Did they put 12 players on the pitch?
No.
Did they put 13 players on the pitch? Were the goals the wrong size?
The goals are the wrong size. Yes, exactly that. They were hosting a game against Cardiff City, in which it turns out the crossbar of one goal was 2 inches too tall. But they lost the match, with Cardiff scoring 2 in the illegal goal, including 1 that would have bounced off the crossbar if it weren't too tall.
That can't be right, because if it would have bounced off the crossbar if it wasn't too tall, well, the crossbar's lower, so the ball's higher.
No, I think the crossbar...
Oh, no, I don't care! Just leave me alone!
How did Spinal Tap guitarist Nigel Tufnell once make a catastrophic mathematical error?
With Stonehenge.
Yes, what did he do?
He put inches instead of feet on the stage design, so when Spinal Tap turned up, Stonehenge was this big.
Time now for the Missing Words round, which this week features as its guest publication Irish Naturists Association newsletter. I'd buy it for the crack. And we start with Yorkshireman tormented in his own home by mysterious stranger who what every night?
Is it presents pointless?
Keeps telling him to spend more money.
But keeps making sourdough?
Keeps telling him to turn the thermostat up.
Yorkshireman tormented in his own home by mysterious stranger who yells porridge through letterbox every night.
Wow.
That's bad.
Perhaps he's just reminding him it's on. UK gold, porridge.
When the clock strikes 12, the place to be is what?
Is it from the Irish Naturist thing, and is it the crack of dawn?
Oh, yeah, that's the clap.
It's not the crack of dawn, but that would have been a good one.
When the clock strikes 12, the place to be is the Ring of Kerry.
When the clock strikes 12, the place to be is the Happy New Year party.
Oh.
Nudists love a New Year's Eve firework display. For a few minutes, it solves that embarrassing question of where to look. Mystery humming sound in Yorkshire is what?
Is it the Anti-Growth Coalition? Is it rhubarb? Because it makes a noise, doesn't it? Yeah?
It creaks as it grows.
Because it grows so quickly.
Because it grows so fast.
Oh.
It's like me as a teenager.
Mystery humming sound in Yorkshire is still unidentifiable. This is the town of Homefield, which for 2 years has been plagued with a mystery hum that cannot be identified. They even consulted with an independent noise consultant. But all he could say was, Woman spots what in her curry?
Judy Murray?
Oh, it's a face of somebody. The face
Elvis.
Face of Charlton Heston.
Paddington.
You're more in the same areas with Paddington.
Oh, really?
Rupert Bear, yeah.
No,
Rupert Bear.
you're in
Rupert Murdoch.
Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, Michael Gove.
Jacob.
Shrek.
Yes! Woman spots the face of Shrek in her curry. This week, Lisa from Enfield found the face of Shrek in her plate of Hariali green curry. Here it is. Lisa keeps seeing faces in her food. She looked at the curry's accompanying bread and all she could see was her nan. OK, next. Yoga is a good activity for naturists because... what?
It stretches everything.
Yeah, well...
Out.
Kind of in the right ballpark.
As you do.
So to speak. Yoga is a good activity for naturists because your yoga teacher can see your poses more clearly.
Someone needs to look... I'm going to say someone needs to look into that. I'll rephrase.
Oh, yeah. Man gets out of driving ban by what?
Claiming he was testing his eyes.
Man gets out of driving ban by taking his clothes off.
Man gets out of driving ban by saying that he was speeding to get swarm of wasps out of car.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. This is a motorist from Cumbria who told magistrates he was doing 53 miles per hour on a 30-mile-per-hour zone because he was getting rid of wasps. He's been allowed to keep his licence, but been told to avoid B roads. Man what with a pineapple on his head?
Arrested by police in Wigan.
No.
Ruins pizza.
Man runs entire Berlin Marathon with a pineapple.
Oh, I mean, that's not that impressive. People dress it, you know, entirely up as a pineapple.
What do you mean it's not impressive?
Oh, was it not
balancing.
like glued on? Oh, he was balancing. That is more impressive.
Yeah.
Sorry, I take it back.
Moshe Ledefine of Israel has now completed more than 11 marathons while balancing a pineapple on his head. Let's have a look at him in action.
That is impressive. I'll take it back entirely.
I'm not sure there's not some adhesive going on there.
Oh, come on.
Do you know what I mean?
No. Which is proof that you can do anything you set your mind to as long as you practice, try hard, and have literally nothing else going on in your life. Dad mistakes bra for what and uses it to what?
Man mistakes bra for tea cosies and uses it to keep warm 2 teapots.
Bowls.
Oh, yes.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. Dad mistakes bra for a bowl and uses it to serve snacks to guests.
How can he mistake it for a bowl?
While on holiday with her family, Emily Vogel found that her dad filled the bra cups from her swimming costume with pretzels. Here they are.
Oh, that's easily done.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm with you now.
Yeah. That's easily done.
Exactly. Wait till she finds out he used a G-string to slice the cheese. And finally, the most important thing to remember about the Irish Naturist pub quiz in Cork is what?
Make sure that you're wearing clothes.
You're almost there. The most important thing to remember about the Irish Naturist pub quiz in Cork is clothing is optional.
That can't be right.
Yes.
I've seen weirder things in Cork.
Have you?
Than people doing a pub quiz naked.
I'm trying to think of anything weirder than doing a pub quiz naked.
And I'm trying to think of a format I can sell to the BBC.
Yes, you could call it pantless.
So the final scores are Ian and Richard, 5. Paul and Jess, 6.
Oh, well done.
Yes, we served like final third.
But before we go, there's just time for the caption competition.
I've got a sore head.
On which note, we say thank you to our panellists.
You see, there's 2 words, sore, S-O-R-E, and saw, S-A-W, hence the legitimacy of the pun.
Don't encourage
And it's on
him.
his
He'll
head,
do it
you
again.
see, it's a sore head. I asked for a buzz cut.
That was it. That's the one.
On which note, we say thank you to our panellists, Ian Hislop and Richard Osman, Paul Merton and Jess Phillips. And I leave you with news. Downing Street confirms that over the next few months, Liz Truss hopes to meet all the major world leaders in person.
Oh dear, oh dear.
In Norfolk, as energy prices continue to rise, locals move to a new residence to ensure a regular supply of warm gas. And at Jacob Rees-Mogg's townhouse in London, the hunt continues after his youngest member of staff goes missing. Good night.